Alright, should be recording, and as you can see, I'm actually back in Satisfactory because this is, excuse me, this is a little bit different. This is actually Thursday because tomorrow, Friday, when I would normally be recording this, gonna have some work done on the house, which will necessitate power being turned off. But we don't know when that will be. So I figured it'd be better to do this when I know I'm gonna have time versus, oh, I'm 5 minutes into recording that's normally gonna be like an hour, or halfway through recording that's normally going to be an hour, and the power needs to go off now, and it's like, oh, I don't have time to get things ready because they can do it when they can. Anyway, so yeah, back in Satisfactory, I've done a few things. This is an old thing, but okay, there it is. I've built up my locomotive stuff some, but right now I kind of want to figure out why I'm out of power. Ow. I mean, it's been weird, because it's... Well, no, I guess... In a way, there's no point in killing them. They'll respawn before long. And, I mean, why? Why bother? Unfortunately, I don't have things set up to the train system so that it will so that it can be automated, because it's just weird how the train station stuff works. Basically, you need to have the direction correct, or else it doesn't want to work, and I don't really care to do all that fun stuff. But yeah, I think I know why I'm running out of power. It doesn't seem right that that's happening, but I have to head over to the oil place, which I actually wanted to do anyway because of how I did some rebuilding there. But yeah, so as I was saying, this is Thursday, so well, no, this has been a week that things have been showing up. Not so much like last week. So yeah, but I haven't done the various video game things that's like I couldn't cover during the week because it's too short. Haven't done that yet, though I may just, I'll tab and look at something, because there are some there that I do want to talk about, at least briefly, like on Uplay, Assassin's Creed Origins free weekend, and I enjoyed Origins, so it's, yeah, I mean, if you want to try it, be a good time to. Yeah, I do think Odyssey is the better of the two, but Origins is, definitely quite good. Oh yeah, I also changed to this. I just, replumbed the hypertubes here, so it's a bit easier. And less likely to accidentally go in the wrong tube. Since there's no power, I have to run around. Yeah, I think I know what the problem is with the oil over here. Oh yeah, I did do this. I don't know if I had done this last time, but built out this a diagonal piece instead of doing right angle. But yeah, I don't think I'm producing enough fuel, even though it didn't seem like any of the fuel generators were actually running at full capacity anyway. So it yeah. If I do this though, oh hey, there it goes. Yeah, one issue with setting up so much that it will just basically always be on by using the sinks is that means you're using a lot more. There was a spot though that I could put down some more coal generators pretty easily. Maybe I will. What I was hoping to do, and not have to deal with all this, would be to get back to work on setting up aluminum production, because that's basically what I have left. Because I don't want to do nuclear. Although I do also want to set up the Noblesse, basically TNT. It's fun. Anyway, going back to the new stuff, I do have some things that's like, yes, I already, wrote up stuff on that, so I remember more of it better. The first one on the list, I'm not looking at the list, I'm just remembering, are the Ryzen 3000 XT CPUs, which it basically looks like they something changed so that it's a better process. They have access to a better process. Do that. See, now at least I have this much power. It is annoying that there are no switches yet. I think there's a mod that might add it. I don't know. There's definitely a mod that adds signs, but switches and such are things. What the heck? God. There's actually enough to go compute. Wow. I'll explain why that's so surprising after I look at it. But yeah, so it looks like they've done something to improve the binning such that they can... I mean, it's not a huge boost. I think that it was the Ryzen 7 3800 XT that's like a 200 megahertz boost versus 100 megahertz for the 3900 XT and the 3600. Oh, do I need to do that? That might be what I need to do. I might... Okay, there might be an easy to what is I need to do. It's just an auto save, which is so nice that it does give you the countdown, so you know. Okay. From 100 down to 45. There's a huge, huge drop in flow right here. That... It would be nice if these things snap, but sadly they... So do that. That should have an impact for quite a distance. I don't remember. I think I might have some of these things turned down. Let me look at what this is doing. A little bit less power because the pipes don't carry more than 300 anyway, so. But I do like having it just a little bit over. Okay, I guess that is. Don't like how that's so much less. And I was talking, sorry, that is one problem with doing these recordings in a game is I'll start forgetting to talk about about the news stuff. So yeah, it looks like the XT, the 3000 XT series are going to be priced the same, so as the X models, the originals, which is good. That let me just hop over, see how it is here. Okay, so there's flow now actually coming down to these guys. So that will make it more reliable. I may still need more, but more power for now. Now this should help. So I'm gonna try to connect the factory and then I'll get back to the stuff. But yeah, so it looks like, you know, basically it'll be like, you know, free performance boost, which I mean, can't really complain about that. And potentially maybe we will see price drop for the current series. Alright. For while this is going, for while I'm gonna look at this, I have it powered. But yeah, I completely did basically everything here. So the oil pumped in, and I like aligning things. So I built up this wall just so I can have the oil pipes mounted on it. It's all the way over and is set up to max at a 300, where this is for 120, the other one is at 180. Wait. Yeah, I guess I did have that at 4 o'clock. Anyway. Oh, no, that's right. From what I was forgetting, yeah, this is on a normal, I think. Normal node. The one over there is on a pure. So it produces more. Anyway, oil comes in, it's split here, feeds into these that make plastic, and these that make rubber. Now, they also produce the heavy oil residue, which, yeah, this is how it's been, since they introduced this stuff, but I've set it up better, so now, like, if, can get better pipes and, like a second tier refinery so that pump out more, I can build out this way to produce even more rubber, even more plastic. So the heavy residual oil comes here. Now this is actually something that I realized and is kind of so we've got with the smart splitters now, you can have overflow go to certain spots. Well, I realized that because of how they do the fluids here, by having the splitters this way, so pipe comes down like this has to basically fill up before it will pump any through here. I mean, it's not completely like that, but that is how it's set up. Kinda. Enough so that, because these make the petroleum coke, that basically it will go to making petroleum coke before, and also helps that I have that going up instead of directly over, before it would be made into before it would be made into the package, so it could be destroyed here. I didn't realize I didn't have this one hooked up like that, but it is also so little goes there that I might as well just do that. I don't think it'll draw power anyway if it's not doing anything, but might as well stick it on standby. And then this is just making more of the packages from the plastic. Relayed this stuff so that it's a bit nicer, goes down to smart splitters where the overflow comes out like this. That's a merger, and you can actually, I don't remember which one it was, but they set up so you could put a merger or splitter directly into a vertical conveyor lift. Have those set up so they just, are in series connecting together. That's aluminum that I purchased, so that's part of the reason why I want to upgrade. And then this is so I can just throw whatever I want in here and have it put to here. But it's also set up so the petroleum coke and rubber, I think. Yeah, petroleum coke and rubber will go to making the circuit. And yeah, this one I've disconnected because it was just wasting rubber, basically. It was taking too long. Alright. And then everything else over here is basically. So now, put this back up. Try it. Yeah, still fail. Anyway, while I'm running back, what's... Oh yeah, there was other AMD news than just those new CPUs. They also revealed Store MI 2.0 is coming, though doesn't look like there's any details yet on that. They had launched Store MI with the original Ryzen processors, the 1000 series, and it would basically allow a way for you to have a slower hard drive and a faster SSD managed such that the stuff you use more often will be put onto the SSD, so it loads faster. The stuff you use less often will be put on the hard drive because you're not going to notice the slowdown. And I think it being slower, and I think it also might have done some. I know there are systems like that will do some level of heuristics to figure out. Heuristics might not be the right term, but apply some level of intelligence to figure out that, oh, this is not gonna be like, yes, you do load this a lot, but there's no real benefit to it being on the SSD. It's like, yes, it's loaded every day, but it's only if it's only like loaded once, or it just loads fast enough already. I think that might have been in there, something like that. I don't think it was a completely just stupid solution, if you will forgive the term. But just, it's not just say, oh, you do this a lot, you use this a lot, I'll put it here. I think it was more intelligent. They also announced, my thing is, this won't even do it. Oh, it did. Huh. I got the other thing set up, the rail set up, so that power is connected everywhere, so I'm not going to be able to shut down power. Could I have just built more? Yeah. Well, I do need some more, including heavy modular frames. I have to go this way. I want to avoid them. Oh man, I'll have to run up all. Anyway, they also announced the A520 chipset, which that'll be, in theory, it should be replacing the A320, which is basically the lowest tier AM4 chipset available. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it'll be a just very low cost, very much entry level for PCIe 4. But also the B550 boards should be out now. I think that was part of it. It was general availability. Yeah, I also read this. So now wet concrete, and these are the so I've got a train station over here. This is an empty platform because I run with 2 trains. Then freight platforms, so that I can have the freight cars in the train. They can, when I dock, it'll actually get refilled on pipes, beams, and concrete. I actually do want to go down there. I want to check this hole properly. Yeah, it's very weird. I guess maybe it's the train stations, because they do draw, if they do draw some power just from existing. Seeing anything suggests to me that these aren't running properly. can get motos. This is so annoying. It's gonna be a little easier to me, I think, to just run on the track. And while doing that, I can check and I remember some stuff. Oh yeah, Dirt 5, that's coming October 9th. That I put out today. That I put up that news item today. Yeah, they also, in addition to announcing the October 9th release date, and for anyone wondering, it's PC on Steam, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and there will be next-gen release for it, so Series X, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5, but there's no information for that yet. That information will come later. There's a reason I built up the Hypotube to cover this, but it's also the locomotives, the trains are faster than the Hypotube. Well, maybe not for this part, the actual climbing up, but for horizontal movement, yeah, it seems that it's much faster. Cool. I made it without fault, because I would die. With the Blade Runners on, you will not die from a fall from full health. I am not at full health. I would really like to get 0. But yeah, they Codemasters also put out a excuse me, a video covering the covering stuff with career mode, which is gonna be interesting. I am interested to see how that will work precisely, like what the experience will be like in the game. Where the story for Dirt 5 will be told via podcast, an in-game podcast, where basically the characters in the game that it pertains to would be invited on and talk about it. One being, I don't remember their names perfectly. One is like AJ and one is Brennan, and they're played by Troy Baker and Nolan North. I know it's those two. I don't necessarily remember correctly who's who. But AJ is like the superstar fan favorite guy, and Brennan is the Brunin? I don't remember. And I'm sorry for that. But he's the veteran who just wants to win and get set up as the antagonist. But you'd see them being interviewed on the podcast. Or hear them, rather. But it also has broken up into 5 chapters. And you have to do the events, you earn stamps, and once you have enough stamps to unlock the main event, completing the main event allows you to advance the chapter. By the way, this is one other thing about trains. These things are meaningless. Yes, they do switch, whether you would go, in this case, on this track or that track, but the thing is, how it's pointing that way? No, it actually will go on the straight track. I know because I went down it not that long ago. It doesn't... I don't know what the orientation is, but it is... It will be very nice if they ever set it up where you see some sort of actual change. Like, the portion where it overlaps, one cuts the other, so instead of them being overlapped together, it's one disappears. Yeah, getting back to Dirt 5, they also revealed that, yeah, single player for the career mode, but in multi-car races you will be able to... so we did all this stuff, all these hypertubes here. Just, like, shift them over, realign them. But you will be able to do some couch co-op for the multi-car races, where you can play with up to 4 people, and the other 3 will just take AI places. Which is kind of neat. I won't be able to take advantage of that, but it was a little unclear to me, might not be unclear to anyone else, if it was something like you It said the highest position is the one that goes with. So I'm not sure if that means that basically everyone is playing for that same player, and whoever does the best benefits that player. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the reason I went out here. We've got 1, 2, and 3 pure coal nodes here. So yeah, I'll probably at some point set up coal power here since we also got water. I mean, it's like this could generate a lot. Very conveniently. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, that's basically all I have in Dirt 5. Oh yeah. Star Wars Squadrons which was announced by EA, and it was earlier today. I did look at it. They put out the first gameplay trailer for this game that will be a first-person aerial, well, stellar, space-based dogfight game. So it's like, hey, we may actually have something that's like, you know, Rogue Squadron again. Which Rogue Squadron, I mean, no, it wasn't one of my first games, but it's definitely one of the earlier games I played and can remember. And I enjoyed it. And I also have Rogue Leader for GameCube, which was, I think that was a launch title. I believe I have Rebel Strike as well. So they did 3 Rogue Squadron games. The original that was N64 and PC. Then Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader, which brought in some, like, you actually commanding your squad kind of stuff. Yeah, so this does draw a lot of power, I know, but man, it's a problem. There, and now I'm just gonna grab stack. I certainly have plenty. There. Yeah, it's funny. At one point, this actually broke because I had screwed up. See, the thing's always running because of using awesome sinks. Thing is, you also need awesome sinks in order to keep some things running. I'll show you what I mean over here. But I'll keep talking about the squadrons. It looks so neat because it's like I remember playing Rogue Squadron and enjoying it, having fun there. So hopefully. EA and Motive, I think Motive is the developer for this. I hope they manage to do as good a job as I want them to do. And it's going to be a VR game as well, which that could be a lot of fun. But yeah, I broke this. So this is a smart splitter. I accidentally had the center, because initially I think I did have it connect like that, but then I realized, no, I can just connect this way. So it was stalling all the petroleum and coke that is needed to make the steel. But it was stalling that, which meant that everything there was filling up with the heavy residual oil stuff, so it couldn't produce more. It's like, yeah, the whole oil system, you basically need to also have an awesome sink tied to it, or else you will just stall out everything. It is annoying. Mainly to me because of you can't pump liquids into the awesome sink. Hopefully that comes to be eventually, but it's not yet, so. I just realized I am making rubber, aren't I? Yeah, I am. That's straight up here. Well, nah, it doesn't matter. I'm overthinking this. I was thinking I could just grab rubber from here, but it's like, well, no, I'm gonna... The place I put down the oil is, well, the place I will put down the fuel is a place that has the oil. Alright, no, I want this one. If I do that... Okay. Yep. So it's gonna come. So I'll be able to take that, although, hey, well, no, because this way I can show it. Yeah, we've had trains in the game for a while, but they're a little expensive, but they can be very worth it, especially because they can be so much faster. One thing I don't do though is use them. You can use them for shipping stuff. Like I could set up so that like the heavy modular frames made there would be put onto a train and then brought over somewhere else for storage. Or because the stuff I need for aluminum is in between, I could set it up so that it's put onto a train then brought somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I will use conveyor belts because like, well, conveyor belts are free. That legitimately is part of my whereas this does cost power to do. It's coming. Yeah. Yeah, it was having to climb here, so it's going at better speed. Yeah, that's where the quartz is. The aluminum is actually like right, which, yes, you do see. I'm just thinking, is there anything more I have to say about Squadrons? Not really, except I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I have high hopes that it will be a lot of fun. I am also a little trepidatious because of it being first person, because it's like, outside of VR or like Gaze Tracker, I don't know if I could handle being stuck in a cockpit like that. Just the whole limited view. I'm and being forced to look only straight ahead. It does worry me a little. We'll see, and maybe they will. That was weird. Normally they break themselves. That and turn off the autopilot. And I can actually try to show it docking later, like when I get a little further. But yeah, so I am a little concerned about the first person, but we'll see, and maybe there will be a third person option, but they're not talking about it right now because it could be we want to play first person, and they may nail it. It's very possible they won't get it right, no problems whatsoever, but it might also be they want to, you'd want to do the VR in first person for it. You wouldn't want to do that third person. That wouldn't make sense. But yeah, we'll see. But that is October 2nd currently, assuming it doesn't get pushed, which I did see something. Cyberpunk 2077 got pushed to November. It was going to be September, now it's going to be November, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's CD Projekt Red. They're, for me at least, one of the companies that if they say they want more time to make the game as good as it can be, they mean it. That time will be put to use. They've earned that trust from me. Maybe not you. That's up to you. One thing interesting though is some people have been speculating that the release of the new GPUs from both NVIDIA and AMD, because both will have ray tracing in one form or another, but the fixed function accelerated ray tracing. Some were thinking that they may both be trying to target a September release date or around that so that people can, buy it. And because Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be a big title. So the idea that, yeah, that's probably going to be taken advantage of by both companies. Which is also, I saw, there were so many silly rumors this week or two. Like one that supposedly NVIDIA is going to have a 2-chip solution because of the leaks for what the cooler looks like, and that it's on the back side there would be a second chip, and that would be for there's a reason I'm getting it. Yeah. Oh, wrong one. Oh, wait. Hey, that's perfect. You'll see. You'll see why that is. Pull this up. Lake base, that's where we are. Autopilot. So it's going to pull up, and you can also park yourself manually and then hit the dock button, but it'll take care of it. It's just going to go slow. But yeah, that rumor, and it's... No. There's so many reasons why this wouldn't be what NVIDIA would do. But the idea was to have a traversal chip on the other side, and they would just work other side of the PCB, and they'd work together, the main GPU and that. Thing is, traversal is what the RT cores do. And I also just want to point out, see, that's what the freight stations do. They will refill that. So now, if I get out, and until that actually finishes, so that needs to go back. You can't move, and you also can't inspect this. But see, build up, and this is refilling with what it put there. Neat. All right, and I do that. Yeah. I mean, I could take this all the way down. That is kind of how I wanted to start, but then it was like, oh, power was off. Well, I need to take care of that first. But yeah, the traversal stuff, what I was getting to with that, it's like, that's what the RT cores already do in the Turing, the RTX Turing GPUs. So, the rumor, if true, would mean NVIDIA would take something that is already part of the GPU, off of the GPU die, which will incur greater latency costs, just so that, well, actually, I've got no idea what the benefit would be other than maybe it'll get to be bigger. But it also sounds like, some of the rumors are saying that these new Ampere GPUs, even though they would be already on 7 nanometer, are going to be freaking huge. I mean, I am very... How do I want to put it? Right now, I have little reason to suspect I will be terribly impressed by Ampere, is my feeling. That it's just... I've said it before, I think Turing is a good architecture, and I'm just not expecting Ampere's going to offer a whole lot on top of that. Yes, there will be 2nd gen RT core, and that will decimate the RTX 20 series. That I've believed for quite a while, actually. And it's like, they will be made irrelevant quickly for ray tracing. The current RTX GPU. But some of the rumors are basically saying that, oh yeah, they're going to be even larger dies than what you see for Turing. It's like, that's absurd. That is absurd, because the process that TSMC uses for making the Turing dies, at least the top-end ones, the largest ones, it's actually something that was specifically made with NVIDIA to handle larger dies. And they want to go as big or bigger? This is ridiculous. And for stuff like that, it's like, I kind of feel like AMD may really end up winning there, because if they can keep the die size smaller while still having strong performance, that means it can be cheaper. That means it can use less power. Potentially. Power is influenced by many things. One is the die size, because the larger a die, the more power it'll take there. So there can be some ways around that, like, well, some ways that isn't so bad, like with Vega and HBM. Well, HBM2 in that case, it did allow less power to be used. Oh, I forgot to grab rubber. I also just wanted to check. Yeah, you are getting plenty of fuel. Okay, so I can put down some more. That is good. That is very good. But yeah, it's... Hopefully it will not be true that the die sizes are in fact getting bigger, or even staying the same. Hopefully it is that they will be getting smaller, because that will make them cheaper. But it's possible that won't be. It will make things very interesting, especially if AMD does manage to pull the rabbit out of the hat that they want to. They want you to believe that they are doing with RDNA 2. As far as... And there's reason to believe that they can do it. The whole... and I'm definitely going off of... I'm not on the list of things to talk about, in case you were wondering. This is not on there. Although, it's true, some of the rumor stuff could have been. And there actually is another rumor concerning AMD that's like, no, this is ridiculous. Not concerning the GPUs, but yeah, I can talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, if AMD does manage to, they've said that they want to. Wow, I could actually put down a lot more. You know what? I got the space. Oh, yeah. But I do have enough motors, and that's the key, because that's not right here. Yeah, so it looks like all I really needed was the pump to make sure things were being fed. There's a reason some people are building towers where they pump everything up to tanks at the top, and then, because the way it'll work, that means you don't need pumps so much. Wait a minute, you only have 20? Crap, I might not have enough. I can build one more. Unless I am very lucky, which I might. How many do I need? 10. I don't. I'm not lucky. I just happen to have 10 stators on me, but it's 2 stators and 2 rotors to a motor, and I definitely have enough rotor. I can. What else do I have? Well, I talked about Cyberpunk 2077 being delayed. I saw that. Which I didn't see it officially. I saw somebody else covering it, but it was quoting some official, so, and it's not a news. I went off about the whole NVIDIA stuff, and it's like, that's just so... the idea that we would, that they would use that second chip, make a second chip, but they, very, very weird. They may do something wonky, like having a second chip, but not for traversal. I don't know what they would use the second chip there for, but not for traversal. They already have that figured out. And they're probably going to have a better way of doing it with the second gen RT core. But the next thing I have on the list is definitely interesting. So it's still going on. That you can, if you have a copy of The Witcher 3 on any platform other than GOG, okay, so that's, I'm checking. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna slap one down. shouldn't hurt. It might help. You know, I actually probably should have hooked that up over there. Do that. Yeah, it's... it needs to be over here. Because over there it was saying 45, over here it's saying 7. I wish these things would snap, but whatever. Yeah, on one side it was 70, on the other side was 40, so that will definitely help. Yeah, so if you have The Witcher 3 on basically any platform, the exclusion is Nintendo Switch. There's a reason, a technical reason. Ooh, that's not that's actually quite bad. I'm gonna pop that. Oop, save. I might need more fuel put up. Yeah, because I've got way too many running off the same amount. Alright, there. That should still be enough to, to let me turn the other thing on, but we'll have to see. Getting back to the thing, I don't like that I keep getting distracted, but I need something. I don't think I can just talk, especially not being alone. I need something to interact with. But yeah, so if you have The Witcher 3 on Steam, on Origin, on Epic Games Store, on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, you can get a free copy of it on GOG if you use GOG Galaxy 2.0 and use the appropriate platform integrations. So GOG Galaxy 2.0, one thing it can do is be given access to a different platform, such as Steam. I'll use that as an example. So it will be able to view your entire library, read in some information like your achievements and such, and it'll have it in the launcher, in the client that you see for Galaxy 2.0. It can't launch anything directly. It'll be like, oh, you want to play this game? If you choose to launch it through there, it's like, okay, I'm going to start Steam and then have Steam start it. Launch it. So it doesn't circumvent things like that. It doesn't circumvent Steam, but it does let you manage your library much more easily. And for me, that's actually very helpful because I like tagging like what games I've reviewed, and like Assassin's Creed, I've got that on Steam, I've got that on Uplay, so it's very helpful that I can have all of them marked as reviewed in one place. It's also helpful because there's been at least one time that I did actually buy a game a second time by accident because I didn't realize I already had it on a different system, on a different platform. I don't remember what game it was, but I have done that once. I want to go and try to hook the thing back up. The heavy modular frame production. Want to hook that back. But yeah, so if you do that, and you can also connect GOG Galaxy 2.0 to consoles. Now, of course, you can't launch the game, you know, on PC just because you have the console integration, but you can have the friends list connected, you can have achievements, you can track achievements in it, you can track, there. And it will take me there. I don't even have to hold a button. I mean, I really do like Galaxy 2.0, but the idea to this giveaway is if you have The Witcher 3 on Steam, or on one of the consoles, and you set up GOG Galaxy and you apply the integration there, it will see that and then be like, okay, would you like a copy of it for free on GOG? And you'll get, you know, the goodies that are in there, like the extended soundtrack and such. You basically get a copy of the game on GOG. Now there are some catches. One is that if you have the Nintendo Switch version, there is no integration available for the Nintendo Switch on Galaxy 2.0, so it has no way to see that you have it there and do this. But also, if you get the version of the game that you have, you don't get the DLC necessarily. So if you have, like, this is actually the case for me on GOG. I only have copies on GOG, but I have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on GOG, and I have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt GOTY on GOG, because I initially got the base game as a review key. Thank you for that, CD Projekt Red, even though they probably will never hear this. But I later bought the Season Pass, so I have all the DLC. And at one point, when the GOTY was released, that was a free upgrade. Okay? But it is different from the base game with all the DLC. So if you have the base game and you have all the DLC on a platform that didn't do that free upgrade, that free conversion to the GOTY, you only get the base game. You need to actually have the GOTY on that platform, whatever it is, in order for that to be what is given to you as part of the giveaway. Now, if I did say have one of the new consoles and had Wild Hunt GOTY, actually either version, on that and took on this giveaway, I would get a code that I could then give away. That is something that is in the FAQ and that I did include. That is good. That is so, well, yeah. There's enough. Even if it does tick up some, there's enough space. Yeah, besides setting the aluminum, I also want to set up, run around and get all the geothermal, because that's just free, 200 watts free. I just want to see, we got all the inputs coming up here. It's working on the app. Perfect. I didn't realize that that's actually slowing up that app. See, that's one reason that setting up the getting aluminum stuff would be good, because then I can feed the screws in faster. So hopefully those won't stall waiting. I know what I can do to finish this off the way I wanted to start this. Getting back to the Witcher 3 stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely looking... I can't take advantage of it because I don't have a copy of the game on any other system. But the press release made it sound like we may see this done for other games. And I hope that does happen, because it's like we've had... I talked about GOG Connect, which is you could connect your Steam account to your GOG account, and if the developer-publisher decided to include a game, you could then get... yeah, I'm going to be stopping soon. You could then get a copy of a game that you have on Steam on GOG. And I've gotten... It doesn't happen too often, unfortunately, but I've gotten maybe a dozen or so games that way, maybe a little bit more. Where I already had them on Steam, but I got the GOG versions, which are DRM free, I end up getting it that way free because, hey, I already had it on Steam. Hopefully they will end up doing that with this kind of thing more with the Galaxy 2.0, where it's not limited to Steam. It could also be Origin, it could also be Uplay, it could also be the consoles. But that will always come down to developer and publisher. Potentially, though, we will see it used. Oh, by the way, over there is where the aluminum is. Well, the box set that I need for the aluminum. But potentially, I think we could see that CD Projekt Red will do that for Cyberpunk 2077, since CDPR owns GOG, or they're technically sister companies. It's something like that. They are related. They are very strongly related. I just don't remember exactly what the relationship is. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But it is a pretty good giveaway. Let me see a couple of things I got here before going through what I have in the email. Cris Tales is coming November 17th, so that finally has its release date. So that's a JRPG, which I'll admit I'm not that into JRPG, but it still is an interesting concept where you play as Crispa? I really hope I'm remembering the name correctly. But you skip through time. There's 3 different eras, past, present, future, that you have to be in and work through in order to defeat I think I'm remembering the game correctly, this evil empress that's trying to basically conquer the world, destroy your home, stuff like that. Yeah, that's fairly standard, but the time skipping stuff is interesting, especially because it is also set up such that you yeah, you need to be so perfectly aligned in there, it's annoying. There, so I can just hit dock and nothing will happen because I don't need any of these. But yeah, I originally set up this base just for making the stuff I need for the rails. Because I got the materials here, so I can just, basically take this train, put down a new rail, and keep going. Then I have this so I can put down the foundations to build on. And then the iron plates so that I can build other things that are related, like walls. But with the Cris Tales, it's interesting because it's also, you are able to, I want to be at the plate. Like, that's why I want to have it for when I save and start up whenever I play. I can't do that. But anyway. But there's also, there'll be battles I've seen in trailers where, you're fighting enemies in a different time period. And just time manipulation is going to be part of how you play. It's definitely intriguing to me. So yeah, and that's November 17th. Also announced this week, actually no, that was Saturday. PC Game Show was Saturday, and a lot of stuff was announced. In Sound of Mine, a psychological thriller game that looks interesting. I for the stuff I do separately, where I record myself playing a horror game while having a heart rate monitor going, I pay attention to horror thriller games like that. Looks interesting. The premise, it sounds like, is you're a therapist and you have tried experimental drug, and now you're working through your own mind. So, yeah, that has potential to be creepy. We'll have to see. Yeah, what else do I have? some Scully gameplay. So this will be stuff that I'm sure I'll write it up and post it Friday is my intention. And this will be out on Saturday, but I haven't been able to read through all this stuff because I have been busy this week with various things. Mainly, I finally finished off the revisions to the scripts and the article concerning them. But Scully, which that was actually recently announced, I want to say. But yeah, new trailer for that. A game coming from Dear Villagers called Recompile's got. It's a Metroidvania. 8 minutes of gameplay released. I mentioned Assassin's Creed Origins previously. Operation Iron Horse. Oh yeah, the new raid for Tom Clancy's The Division 2, that has a release date of June 30th. I think everything else I basically covered. I've already talked about, or it's like I need to read more closely, talk more about that. But yeah, the Scully, I remember seeing. Was that on Monday that I saw the trailer and did the write-up on that? It looks interesting. You're on an island, would be an island paradise, but something has disrupted that, and you're like a special magical skull that can use clay to take on different forms to solve puzzles and such to eventually resolve the conflict. Looks like it could be fun. Well, could be interesting, I should say that more so than it could be fun. Most games are fun, you just need to make sure that it's fun for you. Yeah, and also, I just remember, when was that? When was the Hitman 3 announcement? Was that last week or more recently? No, that was last week, so I would have already talked. Because I was... Yeah. Yeah, I was just remembering, because that's a fairly big one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Hitman 3. I'll just say that. Especially because you'll be able to potentially have all the levels for Hitman and Hitman 2 in there as well. And it's like, I want to replay those levels. It's just so many other things, including stopping this so I can get to other things. Like putting it up. Oh boy. I'm sorry, I know I just ramble on, and I get distracted in the games, but I knew it would be a little bit better in this than Darksiders 3, especially because I wanted to be quicker. I failed at that. But it's like Darksiders, sorry, why did I say 3? Darksiders 2 is that I could get stuck, and it's like, okay, I have to finish this, and I want better flexibility, because it is late at night. Alright, so we're going to stop this, get it processing, probably have it uploading overnight. Yeah, and hopefully the loss of power tomorrow when they are doing the work they need to do will be brief. It should be, but it won't be too inconvenient for me. We'll just have to see. I got my laptop updating stuff though, so I'll be able to use that if I need to for something. Not everything. Better than nothing. Alright, hopefully see you next time. I'll be honest, I was complaining just not doing it this week, but nah, I can. I figure out ways to do it, so I do. See you next time.